Okay, so I'm back. She just keeps going. She doesn't know when to stop. Like, I'm just gonna see how far this goes. Like, maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Like, I don't know. It's worth it. It was better than whatever I was doing before this. So this is like the coolest shit I've ever fucking done. Like, if I'm right, like that's fucking crazy. Like, anyways, so yeah. So I want to show you something else I bought. I got this at the Space Center in Noordwijk, Holland. I'm at the beach right now. So this is cool. Like, it's so cute. Like, it's our universe, but it's also like really cute. Yeah. So what I want to talk about, the last thing I want to talk about, and then I'll go to bed, because I don't want to be so loud. The last thing I want to talk about is how I did it. Like, how did I, what do I mean when I say the truth sets you free? Okay? So the truth sets you free. There's only one rule, number one rule, don't die. Like, okay? If you want to play the game, like, because I kind of figured out, like, how humanity is going to get out of this. So, basically, we're going to turn this into a big game. And we're just not going to take anything too seriously, and we're just gonna play the game. So yeah, this is where it gets, like, really trippy. It's like, whoa, like, another dimension, really another dimension. Okay, so looking at your life like a game. So what's number one rule of the game? Don't die. Otherwise, then you have to restart, So that's some bullshit. So don't do that. Stick here. And I kind of, when I was in the clinic, I developed sort of like a philosophy, sort of. And it helped me. So the first thing I did is I practiced inner peace. If you're wondering, like, this, just like yoga, breathing, enjoying nature, creating. Well, creating can be lots of things. So just a general spinning motion, like giving as much as you're taking, this sort of thing. Always, 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 and cleaning up, leaving things better than how you left them. So that's inner peace. Okay. Next, I paid special attention to the material plane. Whoa, my stomach just growled. The material plane, one of those things being the human body. And what is the material plane? The material plane is reality. I call it material reality because everything you experience is reality. But there's certainly, like, a material reality made up of materials. It's 3D. We live in it. Okay? That's the one we live on right now. In terms of, like, quantum physics. So I'm educating you guys on some quantum physics here. So the 3D plane, the one that we exist on right now, is tactile. You can experience it through the senses. Okay? And we are objects ourselves, although our experiences aren't necessarily objects. Our experiences are mostly comprised of ideas, memories and ideas, art, but we ourselves and the world that we currently live in is a material one. And this is indisputable. Go ahead and fact check me. But I actually have learned a good deal about quantum physics recently. So, yeah, and I'm always looking for more information, by the way. So, there you go. Before I get too deep into that, because we could go forever into that, I grounded myself. In relation to reality. Sorry, my friend is sending me some bullshit. Like, I literally just used logic to prove that infant mortality rates were not lower in the past, and I used logic to do it, and he's still insisting that whatever article he found actually rivals logic itself. Okay, so right, science is imperfect, but logic is math. Math is pretty much perfect. It's still man-made. Anyways, I am derailing so much. So how did I do it? So inner peace. I grounded myself. I used the material plane. I was like, okay, whatever I do it knowing that the material plane is in mind. I did this a number of ways. I did this mostly by breathing, like, and just grounding myself. Just realizing where I am, putting my feet flat on the ground, realizing where I was. And this helped me from, I acted crazy, but I never acted too crazy. Never too crazy. I never left our material reality. I never left reality. Okay. The second thing I did, I trusted people. I trusted the truth. So I was like, if this is the truth and the truth sets me free, well, let's see what happens. Maybe I'll get hurt in the process. Maybe I will die in the process. But it's a hell of a lot better than moping around at home. So I thought, why not? Let's just give it a go. Like, that's how much I believe in logic. It's imperative to understanding our world. We cannot we have to reject lies. We have an imperative to reject lies. And if things can be proved wrong by logic, then logically you should not accept them. Okay? So that's why I don't give a shit. Okay? And that leads me to my last one, which is, all right, this looks fierce, but it's not. Like, this is just a firm wall against bullshit. Okay? It's called fight. Like, I called it fight, and I said fighting fear, fighting indifference, because hatred is just a combo of those things, right? So I thought, okay, let's fight fear and indifference, because indifference, I mean, the world right now is full of apaths. Most people are apaths. Actually, I have never met anyone as non-apathetic as me. I'm like actually the most proactive person I know, and the reason I know that is because I'm acting more nuts than anyone I know. Yeah. So at this given moment, I'm the most proactive person in terms of preserving our existence. Just saying. Yeah. How crazy are you willing to act in order to preserve what's good and right? What risks are you willing to take? Not doing anything, though, is a slow suicide. Just saying. So, this is me taking matters into my own hands, literally. So, I used inner peace. I grounded myself. Stability, the material plane. Trusting each other, and fighting fear and indifference. And just, I would get so fucking mad at people if they fucked with me. That means touching me, okay? You must, at all times, you must honor someone's physical integrity, okay? This is absolutely imperative that we honor the physical integrity of our physical world, okay? Everything has a right to exist exactly the way it is. Everything has a right to exist the way it is. Keep that in mind. That does not mean that everything has a right to do what it wants. There's a big fucking difference. Okay? So, violence That means physical force, acts of force, must be condemned at all times. It must be. On the other hand, all freedom of speech, this means all ideas, all words must be able to be said. You should be able to literally say anything without consequence. This is the only way that justice will prevail. This is the only way. How did I figure this out? Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky figured this out. And he also used linguistics. Okay? So that's no fucking coincidence. Okay? The last thing I want to say is I am an intellectual. So, for everyone that called me a slut and a loser, fuck you. I am a fucking intellectual. I have read so many books on this shit. I have watched so many fucking TED Talks, whatever. Because I have been, like, everyone watches TED Talks, but hold on. Have you been watching TED Talks with the idea in mind that you want to preserve, that you want to help and preserve humanity? Maybe, but I bet most of you don't think that way. What's up with that? You're thinking about yourselves. You're selfish. Okay? I'm not selfish. I love. Like, I actually know how to love. Okay? Even Noam Chomsky, who figured out the smartest thing in the whole world, which is that all acts of force. Also, this is based off of things that Marx said. Marx came up with materialism. Okay? Which is crazy because he used social theory to actually outline a concept in physics. He was a genius. And then Noam Chomsky took it a step further. All acts of force must be condemned. All freedom of speech must be upheld. It's the only way that we will ever have justice in society. Okay? Yeah. So, what next? I was talking about Noam Chomsky. He was a genius. Even Noam Chomsky, this anarchist that came up with this genius idea, even he had a wife. What is a wife? Like, what is a wife really? In the current society, according to radical feminists, that means Andrea Dworkin, in the current society, I mean, if I'm being completely blunt, her quote is, "Marriage is the institution of rape as a practice." So, in the current society known as patriarchy, we live in a society in which men frequently or potentially will possess women, or could possess women at any time. We do not live in a society where women regularly possess men. Okay, this is systematic. This is systematic. I mean, we're looking at a global system in which men possess women. Worldwide, husbands marry wives. Worldwide, husbands are given wives by that woman's father. So it's a trading, it's a passing down of property. We are chattel. We are actually bought and sold. This goes for prostitution, but this also goes for marriage, and it also goes in pornography because the images of our tortured bodies are actually portrayed as the ultimate example of male power, and it's perpetuated through everywhere in society and everywhere you look. And Andrea Dworkin was the genius that figured this out, that actually pornography, in all of its forms, but basically what it is it's a show of male power. It's a show of men possessing women. That it is the most evil shit in all of creation. And it wasn't invented in the past 1,000 years. It wasn't invented in the past couple decades. It's been around for as long as patriarchy has existed. And it takes very many forms. So this is where I get sketch. It's like pornography is the devil, right? So it's like really sketchy talking about it. But I always get away with it. And most people do, and most people will. So, radical feminists, the TERFs that everyone hates, are the only ones who know this. They know it. And they know that if they talk about it enough, it will eventually alter humanity. And they are correct. So they are risking everything. They are risking their lives to continue talking about how bad pornography is. They are probably the most logical people on the material plane. Sorry. Like, even Noam Chomsky had a wife. Even Noam Chomsky, this supposed anarchist, thought he had the right to possess women. He didn't even see that he was actually a part of the building block of all types of hierarchies. The family unit. It is the building block of everything else. The idea of a man possessing a woman and then possessing those children. That's patriarchy. That's just what it is. And feminists think it's bad. Okay? The main thing being is that it's wrong. It's wrong for men to possess women. It's wrong for men to possess other humans. That's slavery. It is. It is. So, online, I was writing some statuses. My stomach is grumbling. Online, I was writing some statuses about how I was free. I'll tell you how I got free. I told my family to go fuck themselves because I put all the pieces together and I was like, this is bad. I told my family to go fuck themselves. I told men to go fuck themselves. I said, I am not going to die at the hands of a man. That means spiritually, that means physically. It's not going to fucking happen. Like, maybe it will happen, but I'm not going down easy. I am not going down easy. Okay? So, we're fighters. Like, we are fucking fighters. Anyways. That was me just getting a little round up, but yeah, we're mad because all this bullshit, like men think like, oh, well, it's just, the reason it's happening is because the reason women have it so bad is because they're just inherently inferior to us. Get over yourselves. You all cannot create life. And you've been trying to with your clones and your robots and your other bullshit and your fucking video games. It's not life. You can never create it. It's an axiom. Get over it. It's an axiom of life. Like, women create life, men help them. That's how it works. If you try to alter it, if you try to possess a woman, thinking that by possessing a woman, you're also in charge of life, creating life, you're wrong. You're wrong. That's logically inconsistent. Radical feminists are the most logical beings of the material plane. And we're fighters. Because we don't give a fuck. Yeah. So, just saying. So, call us TERF all you want. But if you threaten us, that doesn't mean you've won the argument, okay? So all these people fucking sitting online, like, I watched this guy, like, all I want to do is tear a TERF's throat out. Why would you do that? They're literally trying to save your ass. Like, they literally care that much about humanity that they are prepared to die. You're a fucking idiot. Like, you're such a fucking idiot. Sorry, like, what are you gonna do about it, bro? Like, okay. God, he's gonna get in trouble. Ooh. We'll see what happens. I mean, come on. You gotta beat us intellectually. So this is what I was saying. I was like, if there's alphas and betas, you have not won intellectually yet. You haven't. You haven't. If you use physical force against me, that's cheating. So that's why I kept saying, like, Big Brother is a cheater. Big Sister is not a cheater. Because, like, Big Sister is just radical feminism, right? Like, radical feminism doesn't cheat. It just uses logic, and no one has been able to answer any of our questions. I wonder why. It's because you're cheating. You're using force against us. So, This is my experiment to see whether you care. Well, let's see. Let me think about this. I gotta be careful about my words here because this could get me in trouble. I have hope for men. I don't hate men. I mean, I hate them enough to... No more. Like, no more. But I do think they can get better. Because I've seen it. I've literally seen it. Like, and they were also beautiful children before too. So, can you be a hero? Will you be a hero? Will you go the path that no one has chosen for you? Yeah, so the majority of my statuses on Facebook, if you've been following them, have been directed more towards men than women. Women already made these decisions, or radical feminists have made these decisions long ago. But men have yet to make these decisions. Will intellectualism prevail? How important is the world to me? Am I willing to risk everything in order to save the world? It's that simple. Okay? So, make a decision, everybody, because time is running out. Okay? This is the last video I'm going to make because I want you to make a decision. This is the beauty of freedom, is that you have free will. Okay? So, you've heard the facts. Everything points to this. Or maybe everything doesn't. But the one rule is don't die. That's it. Hopefully you won't cause other people to die either. You gotta play fair. If that's the one rule, then beat me intellectually. Who can beat me? Who has better arguments, better logical arguments? I need to know, because as long as an active force is not used, you could beat me intellectually. You could. I just want to see who's going to come up against me, because so far, no one has really challenged me. Not in like a big way. So I'm just waiting to like sit down with whoever thinks they're smarter than me, whoever thinks they know better than me. This is my challenge. Like, this is literally my challenge. Please. I want to talk. Just talk. You can't touch me. All right. This is my personal rule. You can't touch me. But if you got some ideas, I promise you don't, but if you do, let me know. And I will answer literally any question you have to the best of my ability. I don't know everything, but I do think logically, and I probably think more logically than you. And that's what I'm trying to prove. Okay? Yay! If you watched all 3 of these videos, I'm very happy about it. Yeah. So, talk to you later, guys. Bye!